You are sitting on a plane at 38,000 feet. The sky above you looks completely empty, so why is the plane not going any higher? More altitude means thinner air. Thinner air means less drag. Less drag means the engines work less and burn less fuel, so why not just keep climbing? The answer is not what most people expect. Every commercial flight on Earth tops out between 35,000 and 40,000 feet and stays there. That is not a coincidence. Today we find out exactly why. When a plane climbs higher, the air gets thinner. Thinner air creates less resistance. The engines push the plane forward more efficiently. Fuel burns slower. From a pure efficiency standpoint, the higher you go, the better. Airlines love that. Lower fuel costs mean lower ticket prices. The temptation to fly higher is completely logical. But here is where everything starts going wrong. The same thin air that reduces drag also causes serious problems. Not one problem, several, and they all arrive at exactly the same time as you climb higher. A jet engine pulls in air, compresses it, mixes it with fuel, and ignites it. It needs oxygen to do this. Higher up, there is far less oxygen available. At 40,000 feet, the air is already extremely thin. Push higher, and the engines cannot pull in enough oxygen to combust fuel properly. They start losing power. Think of running at high altitude. Your lungs work harder for less oxygen. Eventually, you simply stop. A jet engine hits that exact same wall at extreme altitude. The engine cannot breathe well enough to keep full power. That is the first ceiling. But the wings are facing a completely separate crisis at the same time. Wings generate lift using airflow. Air moves over and under the wing, creating pressure differences. That pressure difference is the only thing holding the aircraft up in the sky. If the air is too thin, there is not enough flowing over the wings. The plane must fly faster and faster just to generate the same amount of lift to stay up. And here is where it gets dangerous. The gap between flying too slow and flying too fast becomes incredibly narrow, and both options lead to the same outcome. Disaster. The higher you climb, the more that margin shrinks, until the gap between safe and unsafe becomes so small that pilots gave this specific situation its own name. They call it the Coffin Corner. Too slow and the wings fail completely. The plane stalls and falls. Too fast and the airframe itself begins to break apart under the stress. At that point, the safe flying speed range is so narrow it becomes almost impossible to maintain. One wrong adjustment in either direction and the situation becomes unrecoverable. And there is one more problem. The cabin you are sitting in right now is pressurized. Air is constantly pumped inside to keep the pressure comfortable for everyone on board. The higher the plane climbs, the greater the pressure difference between inside and outside. The windows, walls, and seals are all being pulled outward. The structure has hard limits. So it is not one limit, it's 4 limits arriving simultaneously. Engines need air, wings need air, the cabin needs pressure, and the safe speed window narrows to almost nothing. 35,000 to 40,000 feet is not a random number. It is the exact zone where all 4 of those systems work together. Thin enough for efficiency, thick enough to fly safely. The aircraft does not dominate the sky. It finds the one precise layer of atmosphere where it can work in harmony with every condition surrounding it at the same time. Next time you look out that window and see nothing but blue sky above you, you know why. Not because it cannot go higher, because where it is exactly right. Subscribe to Simple Things Hidden Truths for more stories hiding inside the ordinary world around you.